Everything became about making. Fashion, design, art, architecture, all of those things kind of sort of came sort of together. I became obsessed about all these things. I mean, it's not surprising I'm into branding because I was obsessed with Nike, with all these things. Everything that, was coming out of Nike was amazing, to me, like as a child. And so I don't think I knew there were expectations or lanes or anything of the sort. So I just kind of sort of went by intuition. A lot of design is figuring out what is too much and what is too little and trying to find something in the middle. Just the right amount of moves, just the right amount of sort of typography. It's not having all the colors, all the different typefaces. And I think that's also because we live in a day and age where we can have it all. Being minimal, but something that you can notice that the designer had intention in knowing what was too much and what was too little and struck that fine balance of what was just right. Massimo Vignelli, when he worked with this glass company, Corning Glass Company, he did a timeline for them, the history of sort of the company. He was able to ask them and say, hey, I'm going to do your timeline, but I'm going to do it all out of glass. So I need you to invent a type of glue for glass on glass. It's not a beautiful example, but I think what makes me envious is when you have clients that are so willing to join in the sort of absurdity of what is design and say like, yeah, why don't we try to make a glue for glass on glass to make this timeline? Centro Bottino was an extension of the branding, turning down the volume and guiding people through 3 floors of this kind of sort of experience. Understand the 2 volumes, how they're orientated, how to navigate them, where's one thing versus another thing. Because I think something that is very peculiar about signage and wayfinding is if it works right, no one notices it. If it doesn't work well, everyone complains about it. And I think the other thing that is very important is knowing when you don't know enough and when you have to consult someone that knows more than you. And so I try to manifest a certain, within my students, understanding or that they're aware that they're going to be approaching this and looking at clients in a different way. Volumes pull the right levers to get to something that people understand, but also at the same time, is this typeface something that is going to be timeless, that's going to survive for the next 5, 7, 8 years? And so a lot of what we do is, sure, there's a lot of strategy, there's a lot of politics, there's a lot of sort of thinking, how do we present this? But there's also like just making.